Let's see if he's, yeah. Oh man, looks frozen. But oh, there he is. Maybe he can do AyAyAyAI.
Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Yes, but from Mars.
So what I hear you guys say is the fog of war,
I
right?
think that's a great analogy. Just getting rid of some of that noise, because there's a whole lot of noise that's out there, right?
Oh, now
That's Julian's next book, Fog of War Using AI. Yeah, frozen. But today, we're going to talk a lot about business opportunities and business risk. The reason we want to start with business opportunities is because that's what gets people to start making decisions. And as you're making those decisions, what are some of those risks associated with it is the goal of this conversation. And hence he's here, operationalizing AI, with compliance and operational constraint of the federal environment, right? We're going to have to talk a lot about compliance, the GRCs, because Julian is here and he's the guy that we're going to leverage to answer those questions. And then we have Dr. Hitchcock, right? So he works with CEOs and leadership to clarify their market strategy, their marketing strategy, they strengthen their business models and build the leadership and operational capabilities that requires to win, that is required to win and deliver those federal contracts. So depth of knowledge here is going to be packed today, but we only got 45 minutes to an hour. So we will try to make it work as much as we can. But
all right, because just take a look at over the past, 6 months, 12 months, 18, 24, 36, it was, oh man, Gemini, oh, X, Microsoft Copilot. And then now you probably have at least 100 automation tools, right? You've got RPA, you've got new AI tools, DeepSeek, Perplexity, the list goes on and on and on. So the right question is, hey, as a business owner, where am I losing time? Where am I losing efficiencies? Where am I losing money that I can start implementing some of these tools?
How quickly can we get AI in? Where can we put AI? Where can we use AI? But it's not really a concerted effort to just say, okay, we're trying to solve a problem. And I think that's where the big problem is. Back in the day when you were designing BI solutions or you had data science guys, you were doing more analysis. It was more statistical analysis. But at the end, you were solving a problem.
that's right.
It's like they're too quickly to jump on the AI bandwagon, and they're not sure if they want a large language model. They're not sure if they need Jarvis. They don't know what they need.
Your business intelligence, what used to cost you so much money, and one thing that you wouldn't do for the last 10 years on your business intelligence, you can do today by just having a $20 subscription. It's a little bit of harder work, but you can do it with $20 subscription. And we'll talk about this $20 subscription later. But the tool here that we're talking about is to start developing your business intelligence documents. Because in CMC, we can talk about documents too, right? We know how hard that is. Nobody wants to do that. But that's compliance. That's in the radius. If you can imagine creating single document that serves as your master document, that does your CMC documentation, that does your HR documentation, that does your documentation for ARAPs, account receivable, account payables, you want that master document. And this master document, nobody can create unless you are creating it, unless you are the one that's committing to saying on a daily basis, well, for a certain amount of days, you will create this master document that will serve as a standard operating procedures, like as an AI brain. You're creating this brain, and this brain does not take subscription from this guy and that guy. It literally, you can build it yourself. That's the power of AI. That
no, you hit a couple of good points, right? So number one is assessing data readiness, right? So that conversation does need to be had, right? Hey, is our data ready? Because what's the age-old adage, garbage in, garbage out? A lot of concerns around the use of AI is what? Hallucinations, fallacies, not getting the right information, making sure that you still have the human in the loop to validate and verify that data. But at the ground level, right? You can get more tactical than say, hey, let's make a concerted effort to
right? What data is really valuable that is core of my business, core of everything I do. I know we've done that with IT already because we've developed our network. But now that we're allowing agents as employees to have access to this data, you really have to start kind of shifting towards that kind of mindset. It's not about just IAM anymore, right? Access management of individuals. You're giving agents access management. There's protocols that are agent-to-agent conversations that are happening. So I want to add that to the risk because these are the type of questions that we start have to frame the conversation around, right? Because like we're seeing AI, but we're not really labeling it correctly. We have to start identifying the right AI, why we have to label it, and what sort of decisions we have to make off of that labeling.
Yeah.
So let me ask you guys this. From your perspective, where do you think that small business owners that are not as well versed and not as technically savvy within the space, where do they go wrong in trying to adopt AI into their business to say, hey, look, I want to?
So again, that tool, depending on where your experience level is and the information and the questions you're putting in, it's going to differ greatly in terms of the capabilities that you're going to be able to leverage from it. So the tool can't do everything. It still has to have some folks there that have some context and really understand how to leverage the capabilities that are inherent in that particular tool.
So what I hear you guys say is the fog of war, right? So we use the tool to kind of clear away some of the fog of war that allows us to make those decisions, right? Those decisions that need to be made much faster, more efficiently. And that's kind of how we're looking at it is, hey, how do we clear through the noise a little bit faster, more effectively, more efficiently to get to that business result that we're trying to achieve?
Yeah, I think that's a great analogy. Just getting rid of some of that noise, because there's a whole lot of noise that's out there, right? How do you sort through that noise? Yeah,
that's Julian's next book, Fog of War Using AI.